Phantom, Nerdison, Gilliam, and welcome back to Danny AFC TV. Real ones, what's good in the hood? We've seen Brazil wipe the floor absolutely clean, if that's the right way to put it, absolutely clean with Korea Republic. Son will be on his way back to Tottenham. That's the only unfortunate bit of the evening, I suppose. Boxing Day in mind. Wow, Hanyumi's in the building. I am blessed. Agent is here. The agent Hanyumi is here. Oh my gosh, I'm further blessed. UE is here. We're here to talk Arsenal transfer rumours. We're here to probably slate a few people. Hanyumi, you wasn't here last night for the slating of a certain YouTuber. A certain YouTuber got slated last night, bros. Like literally bit by bit. But shouts out to him and shouts out to all the real ones on the channel. Please get the likes on the video. Do be subscribing if we is new. We are live, and you know what time this is. This is the over 18s content outside of the show. We've decided 7 p.m. is for the neutrals, everyone, the whole world, Hanyumi. But then come a certain time at night is when the big dogs come out. Do you know what I mean? It's reaching Emirates carpet, bruvs. Yes, I am delighted about this, bruvs. The only thing that shocks me is, though, 14 months ago, he was unheard of in the Ukraine. It wasn't like he wasn't only 19 and a half and 20 years old then. Bruvs, I've looked into this guy very carefully. He has scored 7 goals this season, 7 assists, 3 in the Champions League, 2 assists in the Champions League in 6 games. Last season, it was 2 goals and 4 assists. The season before, he had no assists. So, even though I've screamed Mudryk millions of times, he has no kind of... Like, if you bought a car and you wanted to look into the car's history, like, Mudryk has got no history. Very similar to Nicola Pepe. Before he joined Arsenal, he was on loan to a French second division team a year and a half before he joined Arsenal. Got recalled from that loan, had a decent second January to the end of the season with his team Nice or whoever we got knocked by. And then blew up the season after, and then we promptly bought him for £72 million. Guys, please be getting the likes on the video. Do be subscribing if you're new. I'm not suggesting at 21 Mikhailo Mudryk would go and be the dirty Pepe on us, and it was the dirty Pepe. Like, we are going to receive 0 for Pepe. His contract ends at the end of the season, and we will also receive 0 for this. Big up, brother. How am I? I'm not too bad, bros. I've had car dramas. I've had a few nightmares, to be honest with you. Lesser people would have went crazy, cracked, and just had to have done something really, really, really crazy, perhaps. But I don't know. I'm praying to God. I'm hoping God guides me through, bros. I'm convinced he is reaching the carpet as well, bros. I'm very unconvinced by his stats of over 14 months ago. He's blown up in one season, bros. This season. 14 games this season in the Ukrainian league, 7 goals, 7 assists. Fantastic. 6 games in the Champions League, 3 goals, 2 assists. Absolutely fantastic Champions League. No one at the Arsenal can boast them stats in the Champions League right about now, and he can for Shakhtar Donetsk. So impressive. So the problem is last year was his breakthrough season, and it wasn't that impressive. 2 goals, 4 assists. And the season before, he didn't have a record. I still think he's going to be a fantastic signing, though. All good. G, living life, bro. What are you saying? I'm having nightmare. But never mind. Guys, please be getting the likes on the video. Do be subscribing if you're new. Good evening, Linda. Good evening, Hanyumi. 602 speakers. Show us. You know that, innit, bubs? Don't worry, they'll jump in soon. We had a few of these newbies. We had a couple of people that come in just to start a couple of ones. Brothers, you know, after you left last night, I got a new subscriber because I looked, it said 1,495. I was like, subscribe, bros. His name was Jean. I was like, Jean, the only Jean I know is from Homerton, and he's Turkish. Offend him, I mean, Nerdison was good. And he goes, because I had such a beautiful Turkish voice that he had to subscribe immediately. Jean, his name was. I was wondering if he could have been sent here by UE. I'm not sure, but Jean did subscribe. So I went up to 1,496, 4 away from the 1,500 mark. Shouts out to Luca on that one. I don't think it's going to be straight up £40 million, bruv. Like, if we're fortunate, £40 million plus some add-ons. Yes, maybe up to 60, 61, 62, I could imagine. It's an incredible amount of money for a guy that just blew up literally this season. But without further ado, Asensio. So there's been a lot of people linked with Asensio. AC Milan reckon they've had a massive chance of grabbing Asensio in January on a cheap deal. Asensio's agent has now tried to lock this down, like I'm saying, Trossard as well. A lot of people are trying to lock this down. Asensio's agent is saying it's a no-goer for nobody. Not AC Milan, not Arsenal, not Liverpool, or not even or signing a new contract with Real Madrid. Now, allegedly, there is a deal on the table. It's nothing meant to be great. Real Madrid have kind of just said you can keep your same sort of deal, same sort of terms, money. Shouts out Luca. I'm very good, bruvs. Sorry, you made me just lose what I was saying. Sorry, Asensio. What was I saying about Asensio? Yeah, basically same sort of terms and same sort of agreement or deal that he's on at Real Madrid. So that's option number one. Barcelona have said they would happily take him across Spain to themselves. Liverpool are lacking something in their midfield. I don't know if it's the creative spark like Asensio they're looking for, and would he be an immediate spark in the Premier League, whether it was for Arsenal or Liverpool. At 26, I'm unsure about Asensio. If you look at his career stats, they're probably nothing amazing. Reason being, he doesn't play that often for Real Madrid. What I will say is, when he comes off the bench, he does look good for Real Madrid. Asensio, though, topic number one. Edu and Arteta, we know they've been pictured with the Kronkers recently and other people, actually. But Edu, Arteta and Kronkers pictures are breaking everywhere. Was this just a nice photo opportunity, or was this, in fact, a chance for Kronkers, Edu to sit down and discuss transfer money for the January window? Yunus Musa, now we spoke about him before. He is the American kid. He's 19, sorry. He's 19. He's got an £86 million release clause at Valencia. Arsenal let this kid go at 16, having obviously not played for our first team. He probably wasn't going to ever play for us at 16 anyway. I don't know if he was that good. But Yunus Musa has been linked again today with Arsenal and Liverpool. Again, this wouldn't be a January deal, but apparently Arsenal and Liverpool scouts are keeping a close eye on this kid. Fabrizio Romano, he's been talking all sorts today. Now, the first thing, what was he actually saying? Hold on. Where was Fabrizio Romano? I've missed it. Where is it? All right, forget that then. So Yunus Musa, guys, what's your thoughts on him? Real Madrid, now they're going to make assurances to Endrick, the kid, the 16-year-old Palmeiras, the next Neymar, the next Mbappe possibly, the next Cristiano Ronaldo. Now, incredible as it sounds, Real Madrid have assured him, this sounds crazy, that Erling Haaland would not be on their shopping list in the next 3 seasons. They're assuring him also of things like the number 10 shirt. You will be our new king. We'll build our squad around you. Now, I've heard this recently coming out of the Barcelona camp, and then a couple of days later, Barcelona probably seem to have dropped out of this Endrick deal. I'm now beginning to wonder with Endrick now, yeah? Is it his family? What's causing this guy deals? Now, I've heard also, due to Brazilian laws, like at 16, you can sign professional contracts with anyone you like in this country. Now, I've heard, even though he signed his professional contract with Palmeiras, apparently teens are not allowed to still leave till they're 17. Very unconfirmed. Don't know if this is true, but I would still sign him and take him on his 17th birthday then. But anyway, Endrick, Real Madrid, allegedly are making all sorts of assurances to the 16-year-old Palmeiras wonder kid. Barcelona say they have made was about to sit down with Yuri Tillemans and talk transfer deals. But allegedly they said they've backed out of this deal as he's already agreed terms with another club. Obviously, people are saying this could be Arsenal, guys. Please get it into the comments. Please get it into the chats. Has Yuri Tillemans agreed a deal for Arsenal to sign at the end of the season? Obviously, we know in January he can talk to any foreign team, but agents being agents, people can make phone calls. He could have been presenting a deal, but listen, mate, it's 165 grand a week. It's a 4-year contract. It's Arsenal at the end of the season. If we can do something in January, wonderful. Does your client accept them terms? And then it's pretty much up to the guy himself to say yes or no. But allegedly, Barcelona have backed out of talks with Yuri Tillemans because they believe he has signed a contract with someone else. Fabrizio Romano. Now, he has said Spurs are likely to bid for Jonathan David in January. Now, we know he's really good at this, Fabrizio Romano, and he has a habit of getting this shit right. And even though he hasn't put his famous little blowjob "let's go" and everything all over it, why would Tottenham be after a striker now? For season after season after season, they only seem to have Harry Kane knocking around, which obviously he's a world-class striker. No one can deny Harry Kane of this, clearly, guys in the chat. Then they buy themselves and on tonight's evidence, more than a reasonable backup, as in the guy that can back up or even play anywhere a part of the front three, as Richarlison can. Now, for Tottenham to be going for a never striker, like, where does Harry Kane go? Is Harry Kane going to piss off to somewhere like Bayern Munich? Because I couldn't see a Premier League team now. I couldn't see Man City. Well, Man City are not going to want him. They've got Alvarez. They've got Haaland. Man United, perhaps. But why would Man... I've heard this from a couple of people now. Tottenham are looking hard at strikers. Why? You've got Richarlison. You've got your Harry Kane. Have I not been told something that everyone else knows? Is Harry Kane thinking of still leaving this club at the end of the season? I wonder how... I know he signed the deal not massively long ago. Interesting. Has Harry Kane got his eyes on other places, though? Fabrizio Romano, though, has said Spurs are very likely to make an attempt to sign Jonathan David in January. Arsenal have been linked with buying... I don't even say this kid's name. He's from Ecuador. He's a centre-half. Right, Piero... Is it Hincapi? I don't know, fuck him. Bayer Leverkusen central defender. Now, how many players have we been linked with from Bayer Leverkusen in the last couple of months? If it hasn't been Indika, I'm pretty sure Thuram plays there as well. Bayer Leverkusen, Germany. How are they doing in Germany? Are they murking it at the moment? Bayer Leverkusen. Because Arsenal seems to be getting linked to quite a few of their players. Now, here's an interesting one, guys. A lot of people have suggested Florin Balogun could be coming home in January. Now, allegedly, Arsenal weren't stupid. And allegedly, we actually did tie a clause in the deal that said, obviously, for any reason whatsoever, he's obviously our player. If we needed him in January, we can, in fact, recall him. Other sources have suggested we signed some sort of deal that we can't recall him. And it was a straight 12-month loan. So they had the benefit of the striker for the full season. U-turn alert. I'm hearing, in fact, Arsenal can recall Florin Balogun from his loan at Reims. Now, just a quick one, because everyone seemed to think Saliba done so well from having 15 loan deals in France. I know we haven't had it confirmed that it's 3 months, 3 weeks or whatever for Gabriel Jesus. We hear he's going to see a specialist. That doesn't sound fucking good for me for a start. So, presuming it is the 2 to 3 month mark, guys, are we hitting a panic button alarm? Let's bear in mind that he never scored for 10, 11 games before he did actually disappear off to link up with his Brazilian teammates. So is it so much a thing where we have to panic immediately? Do we need a striker ASAP, or will we wing it? Will Emil Smith-Rowe perhaps be given a role as a false nine? Could Martinelli play up front maybe and put Emil Smith-Rowe on the left wing? Or could Mudryk be coming in? It could be Mudryk and Saka on the wings, with Gabriel, the great Brazilian god and genius, up front. But that is interesting. I've noticed a lot of clubs today linked with a lot of strikers, even Fabrizio Romano seeming to confirm Tottenham's interest in Jonathan Davids. Now, I'm not saying for 1 second I would want Jonathan Davids at Arsenal Football Club. I don't like him. I didn't get it at the World Cup either for Canada. So, no, personally, really and truly, I wouldn't be having that, not even slightly. Do you know what I mean? But Jonathan Davids, obviously, again, he's looking for a move. He's been at the World Cup. He's obviously looking to do something ever so slightly different, let's say. So, Jonathan Davids, does anyone want that kind of guy at this club? Now, Joe Felix jumping over to Spain very quickly. Word on road is he is very keen on quitting Atletico Madrid. Now, I know this has been rumbling for a couple of months, but for me, there is no smoke without fire. But looking into this kid's stats, apart from being a money launderer and costing Atletico Madrid 107 million pounds, I'm not convinced by his overall scoring record. Now, I think he scored about 10, 12 goals or maybe 15 top whack in Portugal before Atletico incredibly did pay the fee of 107 million pounds for him. Now, at Atletico Madrid, I can literally promise you, in over his 100 games, he hasn't scored more than 30 goals. This guy has not scored more than 40, 45 goals in his career. If he was to join anyone else across Europe for 80 million pounds, this is literally 190 million pounds worth of footballer. Is he a footballer? Is he a money launderer? Or will he just click at his next club real ones? Please get into comments, guys. Florin Balogun, guys, this is an important answer I like. Is he better than Nketiah for you? Would Florin Balogun be more of a threat at Arsenal Football Club than Balogun from January to the end of the season? I would like to know from the real ones, would you be throwing Balogun into the team, or would you be having him back if you can recall him? Or for his good education and his good scoring form, do you think it's beneficial for him to just stay at Reims in France and complete the season and come back their top scorer even have a shout of being France's top scorer, but I'm sure Neymar and Mbappe are not going to allow him to do that. So again, guys, I'm going to summarize a couple of bits, and I'd love your answers and your thoughts on this. Would you sign either the 21-year-old Palmeiras midfielder Danilo or the 25-year-old Belgian fat boy Yuri Tillemans? Sorry if you're listening, Yuri. Would you go for Cody Gakpo or Christopher Nkunku, a striker option? I believe both of these players could be got in January. I believe RB Leipzig will buckle. Christopher Nkunku has got a £48 million release clause that triggers at the end of the season. If you go and give them 60, 61, 62, 63 million pounds, I think they cash in now and take the extra money and the extra drink on top. Cody Gakpo, but it's no secret PSV need to cash in on this guy. I just wonder how much now he's going to just put on the fee if he scores maybe a quarter-final goal for Holland, maybe a semi-final goal for Holland, etc., etc. And would you choose either Mykhailo Mudryk or Leroy Sané, Gunners? So if you had the choice, Gunners tonight, would it be Mudryk or Sané, Danilo, Tillemans, Gakpo and Nkunku? Next question, Felix. Would you ever entertain this kid coming to Arsenal? Is he a money launderer or is he going to be a superstar world striker, a superstar striker? Jude Bellingham or Tilda Rice? Or to some of you guys, Declan? Does Arsenal have a chance of signing any of these midfielders in the summer? And Balogun, would you bring Balogun back to the Emirates in January? Guys, please hit the likes on the video. Do be subscribing if you're new. Sorry to everyone who has been in the chat, but I'm about to get there now as soon as I spark this Zoot. Zoot, where are you hiding? Check behind here, all sorts. Zoot, don't mug me off. Zoot's going to mug me off, isn't it, while I'm live, isn't it? It's going to mug me off in front of my fucking pals. Would you believe it? It's in my pocket. But I told you I was having a stream. Ah, there it is. It's behind the remote. I was about to say, do you know what? I was about to kick something up in the air. I was going to say, right, who's coming in and robbed me for a Zoot? But no one's been next to me. Right. Haven't you, me? Rob, have you watched yeah, bruvs? Wow. Meow, 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 meow. Did they all lose power on their legs? Or were they just subtly trying to play shit into corners? But they didn't even go towards corners. Bruvs, for me, they were all dying, jawed, pass backs to the goalkeeper. There were nothing more, nothing less. They were all pass backs to the goalkeeper. They were all horrible. I can't stand these penalties. Like, even one of the Croatians missed one where he's tried to be a smart ass and tap it into the corner. Bro, it does look exceptional, like when Neymar done it this evening as well. Maybe it just takes the certain type of ignorance of Neymar's and Messi's and Cristiano Ronaldo's to be able to perform and execute these kind of spot kicks. Because I tell you what, if your name is Kramaric and you're whatever, and I'm not saying it was Kramaric, but if you're a Croatian, you're doing that and you don't go through tonight, mate, I'm going to slap the life out of you as soon as we get on that plane home. Do you know what I mean? But anyway... Luco, how's it going, my brother? How's the channel? Shouts out to all the real ones. Do be getting the likes on the video. Let's be subscribing if we is new. We are 4 away from 1,500. 1,500 organic. 1,500 organic. I'm convinced. Shit, Danny. I'm convinced. You, man, that's you. I'm convinced that agents say that Fabrizio fraud. Hold on, fraud to gas up their players. Last year, he was tweeting about Vlahovic every day. He's doing the same about Mudryk. Do you know what, bros? This is why I love you, bros, because certainly these people are genuine frauds. He's had one or two things, right? And I'm going to go back to a midfielder that joined Sampdoria 2-3 years ago, and he had someone else about a year ago that I thought, do you know what? I did sort of hear that from you first, I have to admit. But as far as I'm concerned, bros, he likes to just it's not, he's trying to, he just, here we go, everyone. Like, literally at the same time as Sky Sports or anyone else is about to break it, he likes to have his here you go moments. Shouts out to you, Hanyuni. Real one. Love it. It could be all kinds of players. We don't know who's paying him now. He's like a freelancer. Agents could pay him and say, right, I need you to talk about my player. My player's joining this guy. My player's joining that guy. Yeah, mate. I've got 90 grand here. Sat for you if you do that. Who's he to turn down 90 grand? Right, let's get Drew back. No, let's fucking nut. Yeah, Kane going to Bayern for sure. Really? What makes you say that, Daniel? If this trust in the process and the Conte thing doesn't work at Tottenham and he hasn't got a contract till past the end of this season, and if he does piss off to the old lady, Turin and Juventus, I'm not saying Tottenham are done. It's just like, which direction are you going to go now? So you've tried Pochettino, you've tried the Espirito, the Beard Santos. I'm still stroking myself like I've got a Santo, the Wolves manager's beard. I'm not very, very, very sure. And I'm obviously not really concerned. It's Tottenham. But I mean, what kind of direction would they be taking now? Like, they've tried the hard Italian approach. See, sometimes things need money thrown at it. Conte's a winner, but I'm not saying like you can't make Ben Davies a winner then perhaps. I thought with Son, Kane and Richarlison that front three could be maybe even a touch more scary. But again, let's not rule Tottenham out. It is only just coming into the January and like in the December fixtures. But the chemistry somewhere, I just don't think this Tottenham Conte thing is perfect at the moment. Mate, neither can I. And literally just in a couple of days' time, mate. Remember, what day is it today? Today, Tuesday, yeah? No, it's Monday. Fair enough, but after midnight, it's Tuesday. This coming Thursday, it is Arsenal versus Lyon. And yes, I will find a way to stream this live and exclusive on Danny AFC TV. So please be with me for the up-and-coming friendlies people. We've got Lyon on the 8th, we've got AC Milan on the 13th, and we've got Juventus on the 17th. Please be with me for the live watch-alongs. Of course, I can bring you live coverage of all of these games. Do you know what? Certain of these will be in different language commentary. Some will be... I'll be able to even. Do you know what? I was so tempted one day. Just spin that camera around and just show 5 minutes of the game real quick of an obscure friendly that most people can't actually get access to for love or money. Do you know what I mean? Not many people will be showing a Dubai Cup. I haven't looked into it, but feeling as a motherfucker, I know a lot of these things are pretty awkward unless you've got some sort of ESPN's, BT Sports, Sky Sports, got all of that and even more. But anyways, the friendly games is huge for Eddie. Yeah, bruvs. He needs to start knocking them away immediately, starting with Lyon. I'm hearing Enwari. Well, I know for a fact Enwari is with the club. I know Catalan Serjan, the Romanian kid, the 19-year-old central midfielder who has been looking good for the under-21s recently. He is with the squad. The young English defender, Taylor Ferran. Now, he's with the club. I noticed him at Stevenage versus Arsenal under-21s. He's a very gobby little centre-back. I like him. You could hear him, his voice echoing all over the stadium like he's got that much of a fucking gob on him. He needs to sort out his tackling, though, a touch. But the young winger come striker, Nathan Butler Odieje, he's also with the squad. And I'm kind of looking forward to seeing him because this geezer looks like one fuck of a talent. I'd love to see him against a big man, though. When I say big man, I mean, like, Lyon quality footballers, like, because obviously I've watched him play against Stevenage. But I tell you what, he was an Arsenal under-21 and we're playing Stevenage's first team. And Stevenage's first team could not control this kid. He was number 43 on the night. Nathan Butler Odieji. Definitely someone to keep your eye out for, guys. One for the future. Bro, if you think Gabriel is rash, this Hinchapi is bigger bozo than him. Not ready to play in R11. Bro, let me tell you something. I've asked two people about this geezer, and you know what they both actually did conclusively say to me. Decent player, massively overrated. So Hanyemi, agent, I love you, bros, because I would have come into that somewhere. I have been told that this kid, even though he has been linked with Arsenal's and Chelsea's, and he has got he's forged himself a bit of a reputation as a good defender. He's meant to be very. I've not seen him. He's meant to be quite calamitous, and he's got more than a mistake in him. I've been told he's fucking hugely overrated. Time will tell. I'm good. My YouTube channel returns Friday night. 3 o'clock. 3 o'clock in the morning or 3 o'clock in the afternoon? Friday night. I'm not joking, pissing about with you. Excellent, Luca. I will view and like, bro. Lovely. Yeah, turn on them notifications. Friday, 3 p.m. Croatia, Brazil. And Argentina versus Holland at 7. Shit, I might have to stay away from both of them games there now, boys. That's it. I'm going to be shook now. That's it. I'm not covering none. Now, bollocks to that. I'm going with, for that day, I'm choosing. There's nothing. Argentina, Holland. Argentina, Holland. I thought of Brazil. I was like, nope, I'm going Brazil. So I don't want to do both for them. I have just, you know what? Oh, God, I ain't got that much time in my life, especially at the 10 p.m.s. I am choosing Argentina versus Holland, I do believe. Right. We've sent out all the wrong... Hold on. We sent out all the wrong strikers in Balogun. Nketiah couldn't do the business at Leeds in the Championship. He was a bit of a super sub there. And I did think it was the makings of half a decent striker, I can't lie. That was more right. Let me tell you something. Bielsa would not play him. I speak to more than a couple. Will on Twitter is someone that I speak to who's a massive Leeds fan, and he informed me. And I think he done this. Did he do this to Daniel James? Was Daniel James on loan there for a little while? If you're a loan player, so why the fuck Bielsa? This is what I didn't understand about Bielsa. Why the fuck would you take them on loan? If you're not a part of the future plans of the club and you're only a loan player, he was very unlikely to start you. You'd be a player that would come off the bench and try and make an impact. The fuck is that all about? So what's that got to do? How's that any good for the fucking loan kid being in Nketiah? And how's that any good for your fucking club, Leeds United? And number three, why the fuck would you loan him in the first place? But that is apparently what Bielsa did do to Nketiah and many other people. I don't know if Daniel James come into that category. He done it to someone else. Tottenham signed someone from Leeds, man. I think he fucked around with this kid as well. Once he had signed for someone and he come back for the rest of the season, he wouldn't basically play him. He come off the bench at most because he wasn't a part of the squad going forward from the season after. This is probably why Bielsa still ain't at Leeds. I didn't get that part of him. And you know what? He couldn't speak English, so fuck you, Bielsa. He was in this country for so many years, but never bothered to actually learn the lingo. So do you know what? I was actually delighted Leeds sacked him in the end. Right. He was doing business in Leeds, Craig. He was doing business in League. He was doing business in Leeds. He was doing business. Yeah, he certainly was, Buzz. I actually thought he was as well. I thought he was a massive threat. And it wasn't his fault that Bielsa would not play people that wasn't actually their players. That was not Nketiah's fault. I have to ask Bielsa, the Borgo Dio, you Italian Borgo. Why you would like that is not good for the kid, and it's I don't know how it benefits you. Do you know what I mean? Lee Akers, what's going on, my real one? Respect, shouts out to the real one. He's in the building. Yui's in the building. Craig's in the building. We've got Luke Gold. We've got Linda. Who else we got here today? We've got Agent Hangi Yumi, the realist. Lee Akers, big up. Hello, Craig. What's good? The French league is a lot easier than the Prem. Pepe looked like a world beater in France. Balogun ain't the answer. Splendid. But come just from January to the end of the season, then. All right, let me ask you this in simple terms. We'll call them layman's terms. Yens. We'll call them in Yens terms. Yens. Would you rather have Balogun or a kick in the bollocks? That's clearly Balogun or no one come January to the end of the season. Let's pretend we do sign Danilo and Mudryk. I'm just saying, do you still feel we don't lack a striker? Would you bring Balogun back to challenge with Eddie for a couple of weeks, months, while Gabriel Jesus is on the side? Or do you think it is, in fact, more beneficial, Yui, to leave him on loan where he is while he is scoring goals? Shouts out to all the real ones. Lung Bergkamp is in the building. I'm feeling honoured. The real ones are here. The Championship is a lot tougher than the French League when Nketiah failed. It wasn't, again, for me, it wasn't a failure, Craig. I'm not jumping on my boys' back, but with my boys, but for me, it wasn't. It was a Bielsa thing. Bielsa didn't believe in signing playing players that weren't actually his players to play. If they were on loan or if they were sold by Leeds, but say they, like what we did with Saliba, sent and kept him for the next 6 months. Anyone like that, he doesn't really play or fuck with that player again. They're bench players from them. From that moment onwards, they're bench players. And Eddie Nketiah was always a bench woman at Leeds United, so that wasn't really his fault. All I can say is, what I can say is on Eddie's defences is a lot of the times he come off the bench, he did change things for Leeds. And this is another thing I do know from Will, a guy I speak to, a Leeds United, massive Leeds United fan on Twitter. And we do speak reasonably. In fact, it's his birthday today. Happy birthday, Will. I noticed that come up on my notifications earlier. The Leeds fan, Will, on Twitter. But fuck was I talking about? I'm thinking about his birthday now. Basically, yeah, he told me it wasn't Nketiah's fault as well. That Bielsa just doesn't play people if they're loanees or if they've signed pre-contracts with other clubs. So it wasn't Nketiah's fault, mate. Not a Leeds United anyway. As for Balogun, he hasn't had the chance in England. He hasn't had the chance at a Championship club. I would have loved to have seen him sign for like a Middlesbrough, Charlton, Millwall. I'd have loved to have seen him sign for one of them clubs, but he went to France. Is he just building up the confidence? Wow, I'm just feeling honoured now. All one by one, they're all just Hazard's in at the place as well. I didn't even see his name. Haz, what's good? Please jump into this conversation. I've asked a few things. Could you see the futures of Rice or Tilda or Jude Bellingham being at Arsenal? I know this is more summer. Howie Felix, is he a money launderer or actually an international class footballer? Players to look out for, guys. in the up-and-coming friendlies if we give them minutes, yeah? There's a centre-back at Arsenal, young English kid. I noticed him, Stevenage versus Arsenal. His name is Taylor Ferran. Keep an eye out for him if he gets on the pitch. But mainly a winger come striker. His name is Nathan Butler Odieji. I watched this guy at Stevenage. He is looking like a talent. Guys, I want to ask you a couple of other questions. If you had the choice at Arsenal to bring in 2 to 3 superstar players, would you choose between for centre mid, Danilo or Tielemans? On the wing, would you choose Mudrak or Sane? And up front, would you choose, say, Cody Gakpo or Christopher Nkunku? I'm asking this because I want to know your ideal signings. What do you think is the most realistic? As Lundberg Camp suggested the other day, some of the most realistic signings or the easiest signings to get over the mark in January, someone that is Premier League bound most likely, Arsenal and Tottenham have been linked with Marcus Thuram. But really and truly, do I want to tie my Arsenal, my club down to a 4 or 5 year deal for a guy coming from Germany that, honestly, I probably only really want him between January and the end of the season. And if he does no good, I'm going to be screaming for him to get out of my club. And what a waste of, even though, excuse me, £8 million isn't the biggest amount of fees in the world, but £8 million still £8 million. And can we just afford to be wasting £8 million on people that are just bit part players or someone that we're hoping that could come in and help us win a title? Or then there's the flip side of looking at this. Imagine you spend the £8 million, he scores 6, 7, 8 league goals, and you do win the league title. Or then look at the multiple millions we'll make from Champions League. Look at the multiple millions we'll make from being Premier League champions. Is it a thing we've got to speculate? Speculate to accumulate, yeah? Have we got to spend have we got to fucking spend the bees and fucking Annie to get the rewards that we are looking for as Arsenal fans, basically? So, Gooners, a couple of questions. Rice or Bellingham? Have we got a pig's whistle arse of signing any of these 2 midfielders come the summer? Hoe Felix, is he a class footballer or a money launderer? If you look at his goal stats, he's scored about 40 goals in his career, and he's cost Atletico Madrid £107 million, and allegedly he could cost between 70 and 90 million pound if Atletico was to let him go in January. Danilo or Tielemans, Mudrak or Sane, Gakpo or Nkunku. Interesting, guys. Just want your thoughts on that. And a couple of other bits of news today. The fraudster himself, Fabrizio Romano, has suggested that Tottenham are about to make a bid for Jonathan Davids. But as Agent Hanyumi said, how do we know that £2,000 weren't sent down by telegram down to him? And that was the agent of Jonathan Davids. So I beg you, link my guy to Tottenham, because he's going nowhere fast and he's not really that good. But he wants to go Premier League, bro. So here's £2,000. Tell the whole world on your fucking Twitter, on your fucking YouTube, on everything. Fabrizio, do me a favour. Tell the world that Tottenham want Jonathan Davids. Here's £2,000. Nice one, Shan. Do you know what? Agent Hanyumi's cracked it again. This is what this geezer does, isn't it? He interacts with people's agents, this Fabrizio Romano, doesn't he? You clever little bastard. I will put it all out there on my huge networks that your player, your client, does want to sign for this club. And then they can't blame you. You can't be circled in this investigation of hate. It's brilliant. Fabrizio Romano, you clever cocksucker, you. You make up false things, isn't it? You start the merry-go-round of rumours for Sky Sports News, for all us fucking bastard YouTubers, all out there chasing genuine Arsenal gossip and rumours. You fucker. Do you know what, Fabrizio? I'm gonna have to bribe you. I'm gonna have to do a stream with you. I'm gonna just say we're gonna talk transfer rooms, and as soon as you get on, I'm just gonna grill you about you being a fraud. If you duck out the stream, I want my money back. I'm gonna fuck you up. I'll find you and fuck your shit up. Fabrizio, I'm gonna approach you for a stream. Yeah, I'll even pay you to have you on my stream, innit? But I'm gonna grill you about you being a fraud. I wouldn't even want to talk transfer rooms with you. I'll be like, right, which agents do you know? Which agents do you talk to? But shout out to all the real ones, guys. Please be getting the likes on the video. Do be subscribing if we is new. There is many more World Cup games coming up of interest. Arsenal versus Lyon on the 7th. I think it's a 3 p.m. kickoff. 3 p.m. kickoff. Please be with Danny AFC TV for Arsenal versus Lyon. And then on the 16th of December, no, the 17th of December, sorry. No. I got the arse over bollock. On the 13th of December, be with me for Arsenal versus AC Milan. Also the Dubai Super Cup. And on the 17th of December, live Danny AFC TV. We'll be doing a watch along for Arsenal versus Juventus. Guys, please hit the likes on the video. Do be subscribing if we're new. You started to. There you go. There you go. I'm promising you, I'm not just dragging this out of a fucking cloud, bruvs. I speak to fucking many football fans across fucking many places, and I speak to two very reliable Leeds fans, and they told me it was not Eddie's fault. We loved the guy at Leeds. We loved him. We thought he was a little legend, but because he wasn't a player that was actually signing for us and it was just a loan deal, unfortunately, he was only ever going to be a bench player. And Bielsa apparently had a reputation for this. I don't know if any of you can back me up or remember this at all. I don't need backing up. I 100% know it's true. So I'm not the biggest Eddie Nketiah fan in the whole world, but I will go and I'll put my hat and my heart on it that Eddie Nketiah, do you know what I mean? He was never really going to, he never had a chance at Leeds. Good evening, Hazard. Good evening, UE. Good evening, Hank Yumi. Good evening, all the real ones. Look, Burkamp, everyone. Get your comments in. Lee Akers, Craig. Let's be having you. Craig, Championship isn't better than the French League. So ignorant. Football does exist outside of these shores. And you know what? I wouldn't see. Let me tell you the aspects of where Craig possibly could be right. There's 42 very high energy, rough tumble games, 3 games a week in the Championship. That there makes it a very tough league, as in just durability, etc., etc. As in a technically better league. No. The French league is technically better than the Championship. Physically, listen, the Championship could train a player, I think, to become a decent footballer. Do you know what I mean? I think there's many Arsenal players in this academy that could still benefit from a year as some Championship teams. It's 42 bang, fuck yourself games. This is why I do rate Mitrovic. Even as much as I cuss Mitrovic at times, the physicality of the Championship never bothered him. And he was able to execute like 35 and 40 goals down there. Do you know what I mean? I know there is 42 league games, so there's plenty of opportunity to score and plenty of weaker defences to score against for people like Mitrovic. But again, my point being, the physicality of it, just getting snap tackled. Like, I know they're still being outlawed all over the world, but the Championship is still a place where you can get a tasty tackle here and there. There is no VAR. Certain decisions still roll. Do you know what I mean? I think there's no VAR there, is there? I'm not certain of that. I might be bollocks in there. But anyway, you get my point, my points and my opinion, I'm pretty sure. But the French league technically is a lot better than the Championship. Let's have it right. If we're talking about a very physically tough league, the Championship, I'd say is almost as tough as a lot of leagues, mate. 42 massively tough games, 3 games a week. Millwall 1 week, Brentford next week. Well, not Brentford anymore, but you know what I mean. You promised some bars tonight, most certainly, bruv. Let's see what we can do in a wee moment. Let's see if we can get the real one sticking around, and we'll have a little go in a minute. We're deep into our football conversation, but I do get you, Lee. Sorry, hold on. What was this? I don't like missing people's comments. UE, what? I was meant. Hold on. UE. What I meant was the Championship is a lot tougher than the French league. I kind of agree with that, as in the physicality of it and toughness. Yes, I kind of agree with that, Craig. I'll give you that. The French league is a bit softer, is in touchy-feely, but technically, though, it is still a very good league, bros. You get listen, you're not getting Bianelkas and the Henrys and all the players that have come out of France. You're not getting them players if the French league is shit. Like, let's be absolutely silly. So it's hard to compare the two. The French league is pisses all over it, but I'm just saying, physically, the Championship is a demanding league, and it would be tough for any baller to play there, if you know what I mean. That was interesting. Something just flew up at me on Twitter and flew away. I honestly can't see. Whoa! I honestly can't see the club signing a new striker. The trust will be in Nketiah. I'm not saying I agree, or it's going to happen. So hold on, bros. If we have, because it has been rumored, many people have suggested today that we have got a get out clause a get out thing. Well, he's our fucking player, but we have got a return clause in Balogun's contract in January for such episodes like Nketiah or Jesus getting injured. So what I'm saying is, if Jesus was out for 3 months, would you in fact recall Balogun to have a direct fight with Eddie for the striker's role, or would you just promote Martinelli, if you like, to be a striker, then leave in Balogun to continue his education in France? What is best for Balogun here? Is it best for Balogun to come back and maybe have a sniff of some vital Premier League football here, maybe some Europa League games, some vital FA Cup games coming up. The games are going to come thick and fast very soon, guys. Like as soon as we get back from West Ham on the 26th of December, when the 26th of December starts rolling, guys, there's fucking games everywhere. We've got Europa League, we've got FA Cup, and we're playing catch up in the league as it is because of the World Cup. So the games are going to be coming thick and fast. Glorious for YouTubers like myself, but what I'm saying is, it's going to leave certain Premier League clubs, you know what I mean, scrapping around with injuries and having to put cotton wool on a lot of certain players. Do you know what I mean? So, again, to Hazard and everyone in the chat, is it beneficial for Balogun to stay on loan? Or if we have got a release on him to get him back in January, would you bring him back if Jesus is out for up to 2-3 months? Would you bring Balogun back to fight with Eddie? There's the question I'm asking. Right, in what ways is it tougher? That's a joke thing. As in physically, I'd say just physically, it's a very tough, difficult league to play in, bros. If I was a professional footballer, there would be many different leagues. I'd rather play in France physically than getting battered in the Championship every week. Bros, let's look at the players that have come out of France. I'm not for one moment suggesting the French league is inferior to the Championship. You don't get Thierry Henry's and Trezeguet's and Petites and you know what I mean, the Vieiras, all the special players that have come out of France, bros. You don't get that if it ain't a very special league somewhere along the line. So no. The bottom line I'm asking is, guys, is the French league the one that's got this guy ready? Do you know what I mean? Yui, I do think at the top of the comments you said, like, I think it was you, they did say kind of like, Balogun ain't ready and this is the French league we're talking. So what I'm saying is Balogun ready just to come back to the fucking club, people? Will fall short again, Has. Well, if you want to judge, here's the thing. I'm not trying to be harsh to Jesus here. If Eddie Nketiah had played the last 11 Premier League games before the World Cup, this say Jesus got a disgusting injury and he was out most of this season. I'm not the biggest Eddie Nketiah fan. What I'm saying is, though, Jesus got 0 in the last 11 games, yeah, before going to the World Cup. How many would Eddie have got? I'm sure it wouldn't have been 0. 1, 2, 3, 5. 5 goals, maybe? And I'm not suggesting for one moment that Eddie Nketiah is the better player. Could Eddie Nketiah, in fact, be the more lethal finisher? If that makes any sense to certain people that hate my channel, safe to go away. But is Jesus went 11 without a fucking goal? Let's have it absolutely correct. Jesus has got every chance of going through this season and not getting into double figures. And everyone thought this geezer was some £45 million steal from Man City. I'm just asking a question here. Is it best to leave Balogun, continue his education with Reims in France, or could he benefit right now from getting a sniff of first team action at Arsenal fucking football club? Guys, please be getting the likes on the video. Leave me subscribing if we're new. And a couple of just little, would you prefer Cody Gakpo or go all out for Christopher Nkunku? Would you rather Mudryk or make a bid for Leroy Sané? And would you take the kid from Palmeiras, Danilo, or would you rather Premier League kind of proven Yuri Tillemans? And when I say kind of proven, it's because I kind of don't like him. Hold on, it's more competitive. It's no, bruvs. The Championship does not create the players like the French league does. It's a physically very demanding league, though, and I'm just saying, 42 games a season, getting beaten up in the Championship. Like, shouts out to people like Mitrovic that has gone down there and done it. Do you know what I mean? Even though the defense is totally different, it's not Premier League defenders, not Premier League goalkeepers. I get it; it's a lot easier league, but it's physically still a tough league. But I'm just saying, Mitrovic, for example, is a physically strong striker. That's why he loves mucking it down in the Championship. He fucking loves a bit of his old fuck me, I forgot his name now. I just said it. Anyway, Mudryk scores goals, plays on either wing. He can chip in. Exactly. So, are you just saying, would you give Martinelli a starting role up front? Then I'm the 9, bros. Like, I don't see why this couldn't happen. If you got Mudryk pretty promptly in the January window, why couldn't Mudryk pretty much, unless he was shit, do you know what I mean? Jump straight onto the left, Saka on the right, Martinelli up front. While Jesus is nursing his injury, let's say. Big difference. I can't remember what we're talking about. Are we talking about the French League and the Championship still? Blah, 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 but I can still see Nketiah banging a few goals. To be honest, there you go. This is what I'm saying. Yes, Jesus is a fantastic striker, but I'm saying if we still sign a couple of the correct players, I don't see why this derails the championship charge and hopefully a decent one in the Europa League and going full on for the FA Cup, as we haven't got no League Cup games harassing us. So at least that's a competition out the way. Could be a blessing in disguise and give us a sensible chance of having a go at the FA Cup and the Europa League, as well as trying to maintain a 5 point advantage at the top of the Premier fucking League. He might score goals, but his all-round game isn't good enough. Totally agree. Yes, to help us mount a title challenge. So what to do, Lee? Is Balogun any better than Nketiah, guys? Can I ask you? Does any of you out there think that Balogun could be a better striker than Nketiah, or is that totally just out of the question? Silly, he's only banging in a Farmers League, let's say someone said tonight on the comments in France. So, guys, can I try and clear up this one then first? Who do you think is more of a threat to Premier League defenders? Florin, Balogun, or Eddie Nketiah? Balogun isn't the answer just yet. He's played first few games last season, remember? Oh, yeah. And was small fish in a massive ocean. Brentford away, innit? Kind of forgot about that. Interesting. Just have to water my mouth for that. No, but yeah, well remembered, Hazard. Yes, in fact, yes. And all right, he don't really have a sustained or substantial run in the team. But sometimes you've just got to grab that opportunity because you don't know when that's coming along again. Brentford away, do you know what? Yes, if he was on his A game, maybe he could have been the difference in a rather than a 2-0 defeat. It could have been a 2-2 draw. And who knows, that could have kick-started his Arsenal career and Balogun wouldn't be sitting now on loan at Rennes. Beautifully said, Hazard. Love it. Interesting. That's why I always love you, bros. Even though you piss me off with some Lacazette things, when it comes to it, Hazard, there you go. There's the real Hazard. But so let me read that again because it was so beautiful. Balogun isn't the answer just yet. He played first few games last season, remember, and he was small fish in the ocean. And again, I'm going to applaud that because I kind of did slip my mind. He did start off at Brentford and he was fucking worse than quiet. I remember even trying to be optimistic when I see the 1-11. I thought, fuck me, Arteta is he's pulled off a madness. What's he gone with here? Fucking hell, like, all right, this could be positive. All right, maybe we should start to play the kids. And at full time, I was like, shit. Okay. Right. 2 5-year-olds racing, and it's a close race. So it's competitive. Doesn't mean it's harder than adults racing with you saying breaking a record. For fuck's sake, so dead. Relegate this guy to a watch. Oh, wow. We were going nice tonight. It's 48 minutes and the first shot has been fired. The first shot was fired. That's pretty reasonable. 48 minutes in. I love it. Right, Lee, unless Saka, Martinelli and Odegaard and Co continue to score, it's not like Jesus has been scoring. But well, this is what I just said. So obviously you've probably said this a few minutes ago as well. In tune with me, Hazard, you're madly in tune tonight, Hazard. Applauds. A shout out to Hazard tonight. Exactly. Odegaard before World Cup did actually. Who did he get 2 against or something? Yes, like I don't know. Odegaard scored a couple before the World Cup anyway. Point being, and as long as he can, as long as Saka comes up back in brilliant health and in scoring form, and Martinelli, we know he's always high energy, whether he's playing brilliant or not. Yes. So this the small matter of is it Eddie up front, or do you sacrifice something on the wing to promote Martinelli to the number 9? I still don't have a problem with Martinelli going 9, especially if you was to promptly sign Mykhailo Mudryk in January. I wouldn't give a fuck if it was Zaha, to be personally honest with you. But anyway, if you was to promptly get the 21-year-old in from Shakhtar Donetsk, this would further then give you the chance to play this kid because he's brilliant on the left, Mudryk. This is where I've seen him for Shakhtar. I've seen him rip up Real Madrid on the left wing this season. Shakhtar Donetsk Champions League settings. I know it was only Celtic, but home and away Celtic, he murdered them both games. So Mykhailo Mudryk left, Saka right, Martinelli up front, while Gabriel Jesus could be nursing off his injury. Is there a case for that? And then again, so don't panic. Leave Balogun in France to complete his education this season. Shouts out to all the real ones, guys. Please get the likes on the video. Do be subscribing if you're new. Very different stream to last night, but I'm loving it just as much. Last night was brilliant, and so tonight. Fantastic, guys. Love you all, innit? This is what makes the stream go around, innit? Right, and Ketty will get you goals if he starts. In all honesty, Jesus has missed sitters. Yes, but Jesus sets the press. The players love playing with him. You can see it. Yeah, so that's going to be taken away massively. The press, the overall respect. You can see Martinelli loves playing with him. You can even the rest of the squad, Brazilian or not, like Magalhaes loves him. Gabriel Magalhaes loves him. But you can see Saka loves playing with him. So yeah, it's international. The love for Jesus within the club. Some of the cities he missed, though, yeah, I do agree. The 11 games that he went bollockless about a goal before the World Cup, I don't believe Eddie and Nketiah would have come back with 0. Whether it was minimum 3 or bang on most 5 or 6. I believe in them 11 games, there were so many chances wasted by Jesus, and Eddie literally couldn't have failed but to cash in on some of them goal poaching strikes, efforts. What goal poachers fucking live for, people? And Balogun won't ever be the answer. See nothing from him which suggests he can be top draw. Very brutal. Could be very true, but very brutal. That's one way to shut down a Balogun argument. There you go. Lovely, Lee. I do start thinking about Brentford away last season, I suppose. If I'm honest, Lee, I'd sign a top draw winger with goals like Zaha and play Gabby through the middle. Oh, let me just pin this one beautifully as it deserves to be. And play Gabby through the middle, flanked by Zaha, Saka, supported by Emil Smith-Rowe, who will hopefully be ready. Well, I do reckon Emil Smith-Rowe will be ready. I don't think he'll get the nod ahead of Odegaard. So it'll be more likely Odegaard, Zaha, Saka, and Gabby through the middle. I totally subscribe to this, whether it's Zaha or Mudryk. It's funny, I just said Zaha a couple of minutes ago as well, Hazard. You're fucking on fire tonight, bros. Mudryk in. And shifts Gabby up top, I say. Bang. I think we're all agreeing on this. Yui, Captain Yui, what are you saying? Zaha can play as a 9. This is a no-brainer. If it's a 3-monther. Who the fuck is West Mids? Did you find that spider? That's fucking random. Sorry, Yui. Zaha can play as a 9, bros. Bros, he's an Arsenal fan. I'll still take Zaha. If somehow this Mikhailo Mudryk deal couldn't get done, of course I take Wilfred. Zaha and Mudryk is realistic. They're both wingers, though. Would we sign 2 quality wingers in the window, bros? That's too much for Arsenal. That would almost send Arsenal fans dizzy, bros. There's no way we'd get 2. Bros, I would love the pair of them. I think both of them will bring in goals. Zaha you can use up front. Then you can shift him around between left, right, any way you like. Mudryk, you could even play as a number 10. If Odegaard wants to piss you off, Odegaard, come off the pitch at half-time. Mudryk, bang, you're going as a number 10. Mudryk has got the number 10 role in his locker. I know me and Yui have definitely said that on this stream before. West Mids, good evening. Mate, I'm 4 people away. Let me just confirm that. I'm 4 people away from 1,500. West Mids. You want to be a good West Midlands lad? Do me a favour, G. Something that I replied to today is getting a lot of attention. I said, remove Man U and add Arsenal, I beg you. Oh, someone's put out a poll on Twitter saying something about who would Miss Bellingham sign, but Jude Bellingham most likely sign for, but he put Man United, Man City, Liverpool, Chelsea. I was like, I beg you remove Man United from that list and replace it with Arsenal. A lot of people seem to have liked it. It's got, let me see how much it's actually got. How many fucking people have looked at this? Well over 1,000. Mad. But guys, do be like getting the likes on the video. Do be subscribing if you're new. West Mids, what are you saying? That's what I was meant to be looking at. How many subscribers I had right about now? Mad. 1 minute ago, I had 1,496. Now I've got 1,495. Someone just unsubscribed. Dun, dun, dun. All right, West Mids, you got to replace that pagan. West Mids, it's called Replace a Pagan Day, bruvs. Replace that guy, bruvs. Make me go up to 1,496, please, G. I wonder who just done that live on the stream. You bastard. Big up the gang, always, bruvs. What did Hazard say here? I'd have gone for that too, Lee. but he won't hit the ground running, will he? Who? Mudrak and Shift that we have fun. It's all about. He won't hit the ground running. Mudrak has no. I don't see. Listen, just like Andre. Listen, Andrea Shavin didn't need fucking 2-3 seasons to come and adapt to this Arsenal team. He come in and was banging in 4 goals away at Liverpool. Like, I can see the blonde sensation, the team. He's not a team no more. So he's not a fucking team. Danny behave. The sensation from Shakhtar Donetsk will have no problem coming in and just stirring shit up. Hold on. I'm not saying that Balogun is the answer. No, everything. We need a proven goal scorer right now. Who do you get proven in January, bruvs? This is mad difficult. Surely you're looking at the strikers that are running out of contracts. Maybe Marcus Thuram. Christopher Nkunku has got a £48 million release clause, but at the end of the season, could you put a drink man on top of that if you like, 12, 13, 14, 15 million quid, and see if in fact RB wouldn't sell quicker? I'm sure that is pretty much what Chelsea have already done and explored. Do you know what I mean? I'm pretty guaranteed sure of it. Let's be real. They probably won't sign anyone, and on Boxing Day until February, it will be Nketiah, Saka, and Gabi. Bro, no. Bro, if they don't sign no one, bruvs, I'm not backing. No, bruvs. If they do this do us. If they do us like this 2 Januaries in a row, last January we dropped out the top 4, bruvs. Holding is still spinning from what Son done to him at White Hart Lane. Please, like God, no, bruvs. What are you talking about, Hazard? Especially from you, Hazard. You're usually the positive guy. I agree, but fuck me, it doesn't make me feel like he's a new signing coming in, bro. It's like, listen, there's nothing like a new signing to spice up your Christmas and January, bro. Seriously, and make it a fucking merry new fucking year. Please hit the likes on the video for that just alone, guys. Please be subscribing if you're new. Could we, in fact, be getting me towards the 1500 mark, please? I beg you. Right, I would argue that the Premier League is a tougher league than the Championship. And Nketiah performed and scored reasonably well in the Premier League when he has started. Oh dear. Nothing like to just smash that point in, is there? I love you, Yui. Excellent play, Yui. None of the group mans commented on my Ronaldo alternative. Morata on loan until the end of the season. That's because no one likes you. I don't like Morata. I'll take him on loan to the end of the season, though. I'll bite your hand. I'll bite your hand off. Listen, sneak him on loan to the end of the season, bros. Pay his wages. Give them a £5-6 million drink. Sweet. I'll do that. No problem. With no risks. I don't think he's consistent enough. I didn't like him at Chelsea. I mean, Matty was shit at Juventus for me. At Real Madrid, he was a dickhead. No. Where is he now, anyway? Athletic or somewhere? Fuck knows. I'll fucking take him on loan, though. I take it on loan. But Lundberg feels with me. The guy is a liability, bros. There's no way. See, he's another merchant. Yeah, as soon as you give him that 3 to 4 year deal, that's it. He turns into a waste man, and he's earning 250 grand a week, sitting there fucking around, coming off the bench for your club, while you're deciding between Martinelli or a fucking unfit Nketiah up front. Do you know what I mean? Morata's a bastard. No. I'm sorry, Morata, and I'm sure you're not watching, but no way. You're a bastard. You're a never money launderer, bros. Lundberg, I said that about you. And Felix is the next one that could be a money launderer sitting out in Spain. He's a money launderer as well as this fucking Felix. Guys, we are almost hitting the hour mark. I've got mad amounts of shit to do early morning. It's a commute to London and then beat up a friend for a lift home. And beat him good and proper. Gutted about Jesus. The one thing all of us Arsenal fans were dreading. Most definitely, bruvs. Like, oh, God. Even though he hasn't been bagging in the goals in the last 10, 11 games, like, he provides still a lot. Like, he starts the press. Everyone at the club seems to respect him. The players seem just love playing with him. So yeah, I'd rather have him knocking around than have him not knocking around. But brute goal wise, I'm hoping this doesn't take a mad amount of sting off it. As long as like Saka, Martinelli, Odegaard are on their A game, I hope Nketiah can get the goals, innit? Because I can't see us signing a striker. With God's blessings, maybe Danilo, maybe Mudryk, I can't see us going for a third player and a striker. I know we badly need it. And if you're really serious about going for a title, I really think Arsenal should just go all out. If you were to go and spend 100 million or just over 100 million perhaps on Danilo, Mudryk and Gakpo, I think you open up a very different January to the end of the season. Cody Gakpo, come on, like Holland ain't that different. I've been there myself. The weather's sort of the same. The food's the fucking same. There's nothing that much should be that apart from the quality, of course, of the Premier League defenders than in the fucking the Dutch fucking Championship, fucking whatever Premier League, whatever you call it in Holland. The Eredivisie, is it Eredivisie? I think it is the Eredivisie. I was going to say that sounds like the Bundesliga, you can, but how could the Bundesliga be the Bundesliga if it's the Eredivisie? Anyway, the Dutch league. Clearly not the same, but Cody Gakpo has looked good at the World Cup. Arsenal probably should have took the chance on him, 30, 32, 33 million last summer. We didn't. We left it. I was very pessimistic about the feelings of him coming to the club anyway last summer. And now I've pretty much gutted because if I was the guy investing the money, I'm thinking, shit, I could have this cunt last year for 33. You're probably paying 50, 55 mil for Cody Gakpo, 45, 50 mil for Cody Gakpo now. If you could add Mudryk and Danilo at somehow 100, 110 million pounds, I think you've actually got yourself a fucking sensible chance. Bearing in mind that we're 5 points clear. And if we can get to the end of December, that's West Ham at home and Brighton away. If you can get to January with a clean slate and an early deal for Mudryk, I do not see, and further coming deals in that month for Danilo and Gakpo, you've got to get one of them in early, whether it's the other way around then. The agents of Shakhtar are fucking around and whatever, get Cody in briskly. At least you can put him left wing, right wing, but preferably right now, you'd whack him straight up top where he's playing for Holland and where he is actually currently scoring goals. So Cody Gakpo, guys, I don't see why Arsenal. I reckon this is a £45 million deal. Like, listen, what has changed apart from a couple of World Cup goals? And I do get it that is massive. But at the end of the day, he was always going to leave PSV Eindhoven. He was never going to stay in the Dutch league for that long. They were surprised they never got rid of him. If the truth be told, PSV Eindhoven in the summer, and they'd be great to have him for the next 6 months. But their fate in Europe, whatever, they're not saying that much. Whatever's going on with them. I don't know. Are they realistically going to win the Dutch league? I don't know. Don't really care. What I'm saying is Cody Gakpo is a player that I'm sure immediately after this World Cup, you've got a huge chance of signing him if, in fact, you want Cody Gakpo. So for me, Cody Gakpo, Danilo, they're almost no-brainers along with Mudryk. And then I don't see why this goals thing is so fucked up with Jesus not being in the team. Remember, he went 11 without a goal. So I think Cody physically could not go 11 goals without a goal for Arsenal. Would he have the same kind of desire, passion and press as Jesus? I don't know. But surely when you come to a new club and you're in a big league like the Premier League and a big club like Arsenal and all eyes are on you, if you're going to blow, you're going to blow. If you're not, you're not, I suppose. The problem is Arteta wants to show that he values Nketiah and that he'll probably deter him from buying another striker. Right now, he has to be ruthless and bring in the quality. Well, Bruvs, you can be loyal to whoever you like, but if you're a Premier, for me only, Lee, and I'm sure you agree, if you're a Premier League striker and Premier League club, whether you're Brighton or Arsenal, I'd expect you to honestly have more than two strikers at your club. Now, if you're Arsenal and you're 5 points clear at the fucking top of the table, yeah, and you're going for Champions League football and you're going for FA Cup trophies and you're going for Europa League victories, for me, you've got to have more than two strikers. And let's just now rewind a quick peg. One of our strikers has been took away. So, in fact, we've got one striker. So, fuck yes, we need a striker. And if Arteta can't see that now, Lee, I'm shitting myself, to be quite frank and honest with you. Photos are out there, Arteta and Edu in America with the for the LA Rams. Yes, with the Kronkers, obviously. Don't really care unless it means that, yes, transfer budgets are being discussed. You'd like to think so. But in all honesty, Edu, Arteta wouldn't need to be there. He's the manager. He's the coach. Do you know what I mean? there's only so much he gets involved with the deals. Yes, you'd like to think that he recommends the players and he has a massive input. Does he need to be there playing with himself? But then again, it is World Cup time. And I suppose, yeah, he's got every right to be wherever the fuck he wants. What I'm saying is, though, all I want to know is if this actually has an impact on our January spending budget. We've already seen rumours of we've got a £50 million budget. I'm unsure of that. Or maybe I just like to think I'm unsure of that, because you can't be thinking of winning Premier League titles on a £50 million budget if you've just lost your star striker. And you didn't have a massively huge squad anyway. So if you want to win a league title, man, I don't believe the chance comes much better than now for Arsenal. Do you know what I mean? We might not be 5 points clear at the top of the table come January for seasons. We can't have 3. Hold on, I agree. We can't have 3 with just 1 striker, hence why I'm looking on a loan. Interesting. Is there anything that suggests Morata could be taken on loan in January? Is there anything out there media-wise? I don't know. I tend to not click anything that says Morata. I really don't like the geezer, but there you go. I'm just one of them guys, innit? I either like you or I don't. I've seen Tarabat smash the Championship, bang, and struggle in the Premier League. Yep, have to agree to disagree on that one. Most definitely. I get it. Tarabat, yeah, bros. I never won. Martinelli, I take it that's through in the middle. Shouts out to you, West Mids. Have early start. Come on, England. That's fucking peak. Have you subscribed, West Mids? Maybe you've subscribed before. Shouts out to you. Shouts out to all the real ones. What's good? What do I want to look at again? That subscribe thing. Good stuff. I wanted to get. No, it ain't. Let me just stop looking. All right, the guy don't want to subscribe, innit? Scott Marshall, centre back, Arsenal. Really shit. Agree with you, Danny, and buries those missed chances, Jesus chances. Most definitely. Am I a bit behind? Oh, offend them a bit. Noticing. How are you? Shouts out, Yui. Meet John. John, meet Yui. A part of the Turkish family. Shouts out, boys. Most definitely, bros. This is what I mean. So you're going to lose so much of the press from Gabriel Jesus and the respect of the players. But if Nketiah is ever going to shine at Arsenal, and if he has got any intent or feeling or heart and ever wants to earn this £100,000 a week, this Thierry Henry number 14 shirt that he wears, this is the time now to earn it. Maybe we shouldn't be in such a panic. Maybe Eddie's got this in it. Maybe he's got this in abundance in his locker. I've seen a couple of little cocky videos out there of him, where he's basically showing off his skills and basically I can. So this is the time for him to, in fact, I can offend them a bit. Madison, Gilliam. No, Dan, look at the bigger picture. Goals aren't everything, with whose we are a much better team. I do, and I see it, and I've mentioned it. I might be a little bit behind in the comments, Lee. I'm mentioning this. I'm going back on things, and I'm trying to clear every point as productively and as realistically as possible. He drops into positions like Harry Kane does and links it all together. I get it. And Harry Kane is absolutely superb at that. Not that I needed the World Cup to tell me this. I've seen it all season. I've seen it last season. But that pass, man, for Bellingham and likewise, was it Henderson's goal? Fuck me, that was sublime. Sublime work from the boys. If we don't sign a striker, Martinelli is going to have to play striker. Fully agree. And I feel he's got that in his locker. I feel you take a lot away from the left wing, his energy, his press. Remember, you're already losing that press and that nuts energy from Jesus. So I have been thinking about this sensibly. And now if you put Martinelli up front, yes. Then again, good point. Stop the fucking press. Hold on. Yui. Offend them. Yui. Martinelli does, very much to a certain extent, in a certain way, carry the exact sort of presence, if you like, as Gabriel Jesus. I believe everyone at the club respects him. I believe he's a hard worker. So why don't we just hold on a second? Haven't we, in fact, without realizing it, got the ideal replacement for Gabriel Jesus sitting right here within our club? I think Martinelli's got energy for days. I keep saying you can't take that away certain times from the left wing because we could look, especially if Saka wasn't on his A game, you'd be losing a lot from the wing. Fuck that kind of talk. You get Mudrak in immediately, fling him on the left wing. Martinelli's got to go up front. Martinelli has got that energy for days. I don't think you need to. I don't think we need to panic about this Jesus thing at all. Almost. Where the fuck is UE in this chat right now? The way I see it is, yeah, Martinelli plays a very similar way, but he hasn't played up front for us to be proven this. But he's high energy, he's up and down that wing, and he fucking gives and leaves everything on that fucking pitch. Literally every fucking game he plays. He's nuts high energy and he's got it for days and he's up and down, even more than Saka for me. If you put a mile on or whatever the fuck they're called on them two wingers, this motherfucker covers more ground, doesn't it? Martinelli works fucking tirelessly on the left wing. So hold on. So I'm going to put it in a different way. In fact, I'm going to just put it in the way it has to be. Martinelli has to go up front. He's got the exact same press. Right. Arsenal's number 9 was Alan Smith, a.k.a. Smudger. He was top scorer in the 91 season. He certainly was, bros. Would he be another Giroud that would slow down the play in this present day of footballer, though? I very much fear that with a present day Alan Smith, he would slow down the play like Giroud. Do you think Giroud's better than Alan Smith? Balogun ain't ready. I agree, Long Bergkamp. So that's 2. So, all right, cool. So the sensible thing is with Balogun, he stays on loan with Reims to complete his education. The problem is, everyone thought Saliba was so much improved from going to France. I'm just saying, I don't trust him next season at Arsenal if we can't trust him this January. So, in fact, does Balogun come back and go directly to a good championship team, if you like them? Because what does Balogun do in the summer then? What makes him automatically ready when he gets back from France in the summer? Whether he scores 5, 6, 7 goals between now and January and the end of the season. That's the bit I don't get. So is he never just going to, like Lee Akers perhaps said earlier on in the stream, like Lee Akers said earlier on in the stream, is Balogun just never, ever, ever going to be ready to play for Arsenal Football Club? Nightly in the babes, didn't even see that before I go. Oh shit, didn't even see that. How's that in the World Cup? That just means good. That's funny from both of them. I like it. Magic Merce, Craig, Magic Man. Lee, you should always know with me already. You know how much I love the Magic Man. Merson was one of my favourites. Let me know another name into the hat. Memphis Depay wants to move back to England, and I'll take him. Lee's saying that if he was a West Ham fan, I'll tell you how it'd go. Right, let's fucking throw and have a fucking name in that out right now, ladies and gentlemen. That fucking Memphis of Depay. Yeah, you remember that geezer? Flopped at Man U, but he's done a couple of clubs. He's been all right at Barca. Pretty sad. He's grown up as a fella. What do you fucking think? He wants to move back to the fucking Premier League and a low for a fucking fat apples and pears liquor in Lower London club. Guys, is any Kyle Berkovic West Ham midfield? West Ham. Kyle Berkovic, West Ham, got kicked in his head by John Hartson. I know exactly why John Hartson kicked him on the head. God forbid, can I say it on this stream? Hazard, you know deep down. You know deep down. I know exactly why he kicked Kyle Berkovic in the head. It was literally a little left. Oh, mate. It was a Welsh dragon kick. A dog! He's on his knees already. I think he booted him straight in his head while he was on his knees. Like, get up. Nah, sweet. Bang, I'm going to kick you in your fucking face regardless. That's the West Ham midfielder, Kyle Berkovic. Right. Is anyone with Lee Akers on this? Memphis Depay, rumoured to be available for 14 million, or you play hardball in the long game and get him in the summer for fuck all. A free transfer, that is, to anyone that's new on this stream. Sane, Zaha, Mudrak, Musa Diaby, Depay. Who would you take? If I had to choose one, because you know UE, like, I don't know if it's just because his name is UE, but he's greedy. He's going to try and take 2 of them names. Bang. Bang. I choose Mudrak first. And Sani and Zaha are massively a close second. I'm not putting my nose up at Depay. I just don't like him. He's just another geezer I don't like. He looked good in the World Cup, and he's cheap. would take him. Right, that's 2 for Depay. I'm unsure about this Depay. Exactly as are. If you could, I'd love again. Hazard, listen, Hazard. That's fucking about trading around, isn't it? Like, listen to me, trading around. I thought you wanted a loan deal, and you can't take this guy on loan because he's obviously a free at the end of the season. So Barcelona ain't allowing that. They want cash right now. Here's the problem. Lung Bergkamp, where are you, G? Because I want you to back me up on this. Who honestly wants to tie Memphis Depay if he's shit and he doesn't come back and bang? Who wants him tied down to Arsenal on 200 grand a week for the next 3.5 seasons? Or 4 if we give him a 4-year deal. Let's just say, well, he's not actually old. He might come on a 4-year deal. He's 20 fucking 8, isn't he? So, how about, Lee, and I'm afraid to say this, I'm going to say this straight to Lee Akers, because I do love and adore you. What worries me is the Memphis Depay. He might bang for 6 months and look reasonably good. I never liked him at Man United before. I've never really noticed him at Barcelona. I don't know what the fuck else he's done in his career. That's a touch from an alarm bell. I reckon he's good in Holland. I don't know. As desperate as we are, I say no to Depay because I wouldn't want to tie myself down to a 4-year deal with Memphis Depay. Because even whether you bring him in now, it ain't like you can get him on loan. If you bring him in now, he's going to want a permanent deal, permanent contract like Barcelona would. If you bring him in at the end of the season, well, clearly he's on a free transfer. There isn't a loan then, so you're signing him for X amount of years, etc. No. I don't know. No. Who feels that on a 4-year deal that's way too much for risk for Memphis Depay? You're stuck potentially with another Pepe or something, man. I don't know. Interesting, guys. I'll take Ronaldo for 6 months. Do you know what? I'd rather it than Memphis Depay. I'd rather it than Memphis Depay. Yeah, fuck that. I'd rather it than Memphis Depay, though. Fuck. Real talk. Real talk, you know? I'd rather CR7 for 6 months because he surely wouldn't want more than a 6 months contract. Let me see if I can win the title at Arsenal and bounce. Little Bergkamp, out of the list you put Zaha all day long. He'd hit the ground running, supports us and loves us. Most definitely. I still take Mikhail Mudryk first just because he's 21. I think Ronaldo would upset the balance. He'd come in and make it all about him. Brubs, I do get that. But when you're on such a small contract and when you're as ignorant as him, Lee, and it's your last chance, yeah, before you go to fucking, with all respect, yeah, before you go to fucking Al Nassr, yeah, I was about one Premier League shout. I was about one chance to really piss Man United off and really make them eat their words. Bros, I know for a fact, yeah, as much as it will annoy you, I know if Ronaldo scored a hat-trick on the last day of the season that actually did clinch the Premier League title for Arsenal, you'd be sat there saying, well, he actually probably is the best player in the world for me because at 37 years old, he's come in, he's scored 11 goals between January and the end of the season, got a hat-trick on the final day, fucking won us the league, fucking love the geezer. Do you not think he has that in his locker no more, basically? Do you not think he has that mad match-winning performance in his locker no more? Are you talking Cristiano Ronaldo, the media circus, and all the population of bullshit that comes with him? Or are you talking Cristiano Ronaldo, the 37-year-old footballer? Is he not good enough to play for Arsenal for 6 months? Or is it just all the media circus bullshit that surrounds him? Guys, I've really loved tonight's stream, seriously. I've properly enjoyed this one. This one has been just every comment, bang, bang, bang. This has been an absolutely superb stream. Shouts out to everyone on the show tonight. Thanks to all of you. Shouts out to the silent listeners, fucking haters, because this is what the channel is. This is the bread and butter. This is what a conversation is, and it's been solid throughout, guys. An hour and 20. Even if any of you guys would have to just jump bounce in the stream today, they would have actually just stayed for a little while just to see what was cracking. Right, sorry, you would not agree with Ronaldo. Defo, never ever. Not even if Linda offered. That's a bit naughty, isn't it? That's a bit below the belt. But anyway, in saying that, so I don't know. It depends what you're serving me up instead, isn't it? If you're serving me up Memphis Depay, I'll take Memphis Depay. If you're serving, if you're serving me up Memphis Depay, if you're serving me up Memphis Depay, I'd rather take CR7 for 6 months. I don't want to commit to this cunt for 4 years because I know he ain't that good. The Memphis Depay is not worth giving a 4-year contract to. It's something like Lyon Bergkamp said a couple of days ago on the stream. Dan, you're talking about all these Marcus Thurams, you're talking about these bit part players. Do you really want to lash out what Arsenal have done before, like to Lord Bentner, Johan Giroud, and he probably didn't name it that way, and Oliver Giroud perhaps, and give all these bastards long-term deals on stupid amounts of money? And then struggle to get rid of them, and they just leave for free when their contract finishes. Fuck that shit. Has he wouldn't take the pie over Zaha? For me, would be between Zaha, Sané, Zaha, or the pie. Whoa! I don't understand that. I don't understand that. Hazard, you wouldn't take the pie over Zaha? No, I fucking wouldn't. I take Zaha over the pie all day long. Bollocks. He's Premier League proven, and he is an Arsenal fan. And you know what? He'll die to put on the red and white of Arsenal. No, bros. No, I wouldn't, bros. No other fuck I wouldn't take Depay over Zaha. I don't care what Hazard... I don't know Hazard's going to agree with me on that one. It doesn't matter what Hazard says, bros. I'm fucking telling you. There's no way I take Memphis Depay over fucking Zaha, bros. Not in a million bullshits of a year. YouTube, please let me have ads on this video tonight, because this apart from me probably 2 swear words or something, this has been a fantastic stream, and you should let the whole benefit of the video be out there. It's, in all honesty, Lego man can't handle Ronaldo, most definitely. So I'm scrapping that, but I'm also scrapping the pie. The pie of Zaha, guys. Let's have this right now. I need to know. I want the votes on this one before we close this evening. We've got an hour and a half stream. We have got 9 minutes, and let's just forget the seconds. We've got 9 minutes left, guys. Please, first of all, get the likes on the video. Do be subscribing if you're new. It has been fucking lit. I love you, Yui. And now he's going to do his typical. I know what Yui's going to do now, because I've announced we've got 9 minutes. All sorts of footballers are going to come flying at me. I fucking know it. But let me speed up and get into these comments. Yui, not many managers would handle him. Exactly, that is true. So, well, just serve me up someone proper then. I take Zaha. He can play number 9, but yeah, you can put Martinelli up front, Zaha on the left wing. He loves it there. He loves it there. He wins so many free kicks, penalties. He's an annoying geezer. Yeah, yeah, I take it. I take it. I don't like the way Uber left, but I agree with his views on Lego man handling big players. So do I. Ronaldo's 37. He would eat Arteta alive. The first thing he would say to him in a bitch argument in the change room, he'd be like, "How many times you play for your country, bros?" Mick, Gaffer, how many times you play for your country? What, 0? What, you never played for your country? So how are you telling me how to play football like when you never even played on the international stage? How many trophies did you win, Gaffer? Yeah, it would be impossible. It would be mad. Mark Vivian Foe, West Ham. Did he have a heart attack, that guy? Is he still alive? Is it him? I'm not sure. Mark Vivian Foe might have had a heart attack. I hope he's still alive. Mark Vivian Foe. West Ham. West Ham. Are you trying to name all West Ham players? Is it just like the way I say West Ham? Looks Bergkamp still has to be Zaha for me over Depay. Absolutely has up. And I tell you why. We signed him in January 1st. He plays. He'll be in most fantasy teams because you know he'll score goals and win games, my bro. Most definitely, Bubs. And you know what? He'd be so excited just to join Arsenal. It would give him that extra 10% of a bounce. One more thing too. I reckon if we design Zaha and Bergkamp, we take City to the end and probably have a shout for the league. Wow. Just Zaha or Zaha plus who? Zaha plus who? Danilo? I don't think we can get Zaha plus Mudrak. I don't think we're going to get 2 international class wingers. At least time to adjust, and he'll be up for it. Most definitely. Probably he's an Arsenal fan. All his kids wear Arsenal clothes. His granddad and his dad. Everyone supports Arsenal in his family. It'd be beautiful. I'll take Zaha over Depay. Bang. That's at least 3 of us now. That's 3-2 to Zaha. Me, Yui, Hazard, Zaha, and I think 2 went Depay. It might have been Lung and Akers, but you have to wonder why clubs haven't broke the bank for Zaha already. He isn't young anymore. Most definitely, and it was because, bruv, I think Palace did. I think that's the exact question. Because when Everton did try and make their move last year, they were quoted something ridiculous. When under Emre we did make our move for Zaha, we were quoted 70 million. I know we spent 70 on Pepe, but it was on tick. We weren't putting 70 down like that. I'm not saying he was ever a 70 million striker. The times we were linked with him for 70 million, I would have gladly bought him for 50 million pounds, though. He was like, what, 26, 27? I would have bought him for 50 million. Most definitely. He'd still be there smashing it for us right now. So I totally say roll for Zaha, bros. He's a wasted talent, and I don't want to disrespect Crystal Palace, but he's a wasted talent down in South London. You know what I mean? Down in South London, he's fucking wasted. I'll take Gakpo, Sani or Depay. I would definitely take Gakpo. Sane scares me. Depay scares me. I like Sane though, but he still scares the fuck out of me, consistency wise. Gakpo, they're talking about big money. I'm hearing 65 mil, bruvs. I know he's had a good World Cup, but you can't push a 35 million pound. Actually, yes, you can, really, can't you? You can do what the fuck you like. It's going to depend how much he makes a noise. I reckon he's going to want a swift exit in January, bros. I reckon 45, top absolute fucking smack, crack, top level, top bins, 50 million. But I reckon 45 million will get you a deal. January will show our ambition is peak. January will show our ambition peak. Whew. Nice one, West Mids. It will. This will show the measure of how much we're willing to not even so much take a risk, you know what I mean? Just getting into the top four is a God blessing and is a bunch of money for this club. To try and add winning the league on top of just being a top four team again, I reckon, like, you're neglectful, you're wasteful if you don't throw money at this opportunity. Because this will pay, if this was to go right and Arsenal get Champions League and unbelievably win the Premier League, we're back on the fucking global scene. We are that club again. Do you know what I mean? Arteta's a superstar and a fucking hero. Do you know what I mean? Edu is a king. They're all going to get the fucking keys to Islington and London. Do you know what I mean? Fucking kings of the city, like. So, and Kroenke looks like a G. Didn't even do it by wasting and trashing £200 million on this player. He's won the league. He's played the long ball. He's invested in his heart, Arteta over 3 and 4 seasons and blah, blah, blah. And now he looks like a G. Well, you can fantasize this dream for the next 3, 4, 5 years, I reckon. But I reckon while we're 5 points clear, Man City is still only human, you know. Imagine Haaland did get himself injured. I know they've got a fucking very good replacement in Alvarez, but Alvarez is not Haaland. Let's say Haaland has a dip in form. For some reason, he's not played World Cup football. He's pissed off that Norway or fucking whatever. Yeah, he is Norwegian. Didn't fucking make it to the World Cup. He's got the right bollockake about it, and he doesn't score for the first 5, 6 games of returning to Premier League fucking schedules. Imagine that. Imagine Man City, because Man City have got some peak fucking fixtures themselves in January. I believe they have Tottenham twice, Chelsea and Liverpool all in January. If I'm right on that, yeah, and Man City have got all of them peak fucking fixtures, what if they just slip up in one of those games? Potentially, we're 7 points clear. Even if they draw in one of them fucking games. Imagine we, for some fucking, let's just say 26th of December, we come back. Who the fuck have Man City? Who does Manchester City play on the 26th of December?
Manchester City is not playing on the 26th of December, 2022. Their next game against Leeds United is on the 28th of December, 2022, at 20 hours.
All right, you smart ass little cunt. All right. Man City January fixtures. Guys, I'll get to the bottom of this real quickly before, and then we will duck. It's an hour and a half stream. Let me just get to the bottom of this, and then we'll duck, and we'll all go bed. Offend them off the light, army. January. January. Man City fixtures. Right. Listen to this. Listen up, y'all. Man City on the 5th of January play Chelsea away. Then on the 8th they play Chelsea again, but it's the FA Cup, so I don't give a fuck. Their next fixture is the 14th of January, which is Manchester United away. So listen, let's just crack into January, yeah? Man City played. Fuck me, they've even got Tottenham. Hold on. This is quite good. Listen to this. Fuck you, lot. Listen to this. Man City play Liverpool on the 22nd of December, yeah? Then it's Leeds on the 28th of December. Then they play Everton on the 31st of December. Then they go away to Chelsea on the 6th of January. Come on, you Chelsea. Then they play Chelsea again, FA Cup. Then their next league fixture is away at Old Trafford. Then their next league fixture is at home to Tottenham fucking Hotspur. And then for some reason, yeah, on the 5th of February, a double whammy. They're playing Tottenham twice in 3 weeks. They've got Tottenham in 2 league fixtures, twice in 3.5 weeks. They play Tottenham on the 19th of January, and then they play Tottenham away on the 9th of fucking February. That's less than 3 weeks. Right. Let me tell you something. And I'm not very very optimistic about Arsenal at the best times. This title is for the fucking chasing. Man City could be 7, 8, 9 points behind us, yeah, within the first couple of games, if God was on our side. We've got to clear the fences of West Ham at home, Brighton away, then Newcastle at home. If we can clear 9 points in them 3 games, listen, the gauntlet is there. The gauntlet has been laid down to Manchester City, guys. Listen, I'm going to continue this tomorrow. I'm going to finish the comments as I always do, because I never miss one person's comments. But what I'm saying is, this title race now, I'm now going to stalk Man. But listen, they've got a very difficult December and end of December and January. But let me tell you something. They'll also have a very easy run in then, possibly. Their last 5 games could be all Brentford at home for them or something. Brentford at home, Fulham at home, Villa at home. So I expect something like that, where you're going to think, well, fuck me, they're not going to drop 1 point between then and them. This is Manchester City Football Club. But their last 2 fixtures in December are not that easy. And January is a fucked up month for them. So do you know what? Real ones, the fucking likes on the video. Do be fucking subscribing if we is fucking new. Shouts out to all of us. Arsenal can fucking take this title. We now must invest. I didn't realise how fucked up Man City's fixtures was in January. Guys, they're fucking human, innit? 11 man against 11 man out here. They got Tottenham twice, and Tottenham ain't no easy fixture. Not the fuck with Antonio Conte still about. They play 3 at the back. That's going to be a difficult game. Difficult games against Tottenham coming up. Yes, home and away. In saying that, we've got difficult fixtures in January as well. Anyway, exactly, Yui. It's because of what Palace wanted for him. 70 million plus every window. Yep, hard bastards to deal with, as they want the P up front too. Buy now, pay later missions. But now it's been taken out of their hands, because now their client is now out of contract. So fuck them, we get him on a free. We're in pole position in the league in January. Hold on. We are in pole position to the league. January is key. Most definitely, bros. And if you've just been listening to my passionate rant about Man City's fixtures in January, bros, it is fucking peak. And they've even got a difficult game against Chelsea in the FA Cup. It's all games. And they're going to win all of them. Pep Guardiola will go out once playing Chelsea, 3 days later after he's played Chelsea at Stamford Bridge in the league, he's going to send out his first team to go and play them in the FA Cup 3rd round. He won't lie down in the FA Cup 3rd round. This is Pep Guardiola settings. He don't play fucking reserve teams. He wants to win every fucking trophy. He don't play, even in the 3rd round of the League Cup, he's sending out all his troops. Occasionally, for the last 10, 15 minutes, he starts bringing on all these kids. Man's reading comments from half an hour ago. Oh, God. I couldn't be. Can I just go for the laugh? See, I'm not that far behind. You're sick. Keep blazing. I think the groundwork. What have I just missed there? What do you mean, you bastards? I don't know. I think the groundwork in the Mudrak deal done months ago. Oh, God bless. And I hope so. Still waiting for them bars. Oh, please, Lee, tomorrow. I've got to close. Do you know what? I've got to get out, Lee. Lee, I guarantee you, bars. Bruvs, I've got to have one little security check on my car, bruvs, and get to sleep. And I've got to be in London by 9:30 in the morning, bruvs. I'm doing a train flex, some Stevenage train station thing into London, and then I'm going to beat someone back up to drive me home, quite clearly. I'm going to buy a return ticket in case it all goes wrong, but I'm just going to drive. One of the people I see on, bro, what are you saying? He's like, yo, wait, oh shit, man, then what you say, bro? Yeah, so yeah, but driving Stevenage, bro. I'm jumping in, it's gonna be like, yeah, I'm driving Stevenage, bro. Let's see in 2 seconds, yeah, because I've finally caught up with my comments. Yeah, Mudrak Lally swapping. The player literally coming out begging to play on the car. Yo, Leg Luchny, legendary. The Horse, he was nicknamed. The Horse, right back, Arsenal Football Club. Gakpo and Depay, Zaha, I'll take any day. Drop the Depay a bit. I'll take Gakpo and Zaha, and I'll go sleep happily tonight. I won't even need Depay. If I was the manager of Arsenal, I wouldn't even need the services of Memphis. I would take Cody and Zaha, and I would run. I almost even take Zaha over Mudrak now. Do you know what? The geezer's stats were non-existent 14 months ago. Thoughts? You were saying Mudrak is the next Pepe. How come you're saying you would take Mudrak now, Dan? Do you know what, bro? Just because of watching him this season, he's such a good footballer deep down. What I'm scared of, though, is he's very similar to Pepe. As bro, 14 months ago, this cunt wasn't known. I know he's only 21, so there was an age difference between Pepe and him being shit. But at 21 in Ukraine, I thought he'd have been known a bit more than he was. Last year was his breakthrough season. He scored 2 goals, 4 assists. That was it. The year before, no assists, nothing. He just wasn't a footballer. He didn't exist. And this season, he's had his breakthrough nutty season. 7 goals, 7 assists in 14 Ukrainian games. And in 6 Champions League games, it's 3 goals, 2 assists. He looks like a G. I think it is nuts money to risk on him. Hence why I did just say I think I'll take Cody and Zaha and run before I read that second comment. Do you know what I mean? But Mikhailo's 21. And I'm sure the technical people, if we really are going to put this money on the table for him, we've looked at him closely over the last 12, 16, 17, maximum 18 months. Like, he hasn't been a footballer more than 18 months, Lundberg. That's my fucking worry about him. But on that note, and that bombshell, guys, I fucking love and adore you all. This has been a lit fucking stream. The comments was fucking huge. There would be no way to decide a man of the match between Akers, Lundberg. Hazard would have run it very close, though. Hazard has been on fire all night. As usual, UE, do you know what I mean? But Hazard has particularly been on fire tonight, I have to say, in the comments. So is Lundberg, so is everyone, to be honest with you. Shouts out to Craig, even all the real ones. We've had a touch of Luca. I think Luca came out. Don't know if that was you, the UE, the UE effect, or just hashtag nothing to do with me. Let's talk Hazard. But on a real note, guys, I'm going to get out of the building. It has been a beautiful stream. Listen, this is what we do the channel for. Shouts out to you all, you know what I mean? Shouts out to all them fake YouTubers. Like, your content is disgusting, despicable. Shouts out to all just the fake ones that have actually got massive platforms. Fuck yourself. Lundberg. So hold on. We all want Gakpo and Zaha then. I think so, bruvs. That's the way I'd go. Do you know what, bruvs? I still would take the risk on Mudrak. I'm so on the fence now, bruvs. Bruvs, I love the look. Bruvs, which Arsenal players played Champions League football and smashed Real Madrid, Celtic, and whoever they had in their group? He's literally smirked it. 3 goals and 2 assists, Champions League, bruvs, in the group, 6 games. That isn't easy, and he's playing for a very humble Shakhtar. I'm just saying, bruvs, he's come to prominence only in a very short amount. From 18 months, he's went from unheard of, working in Sainsbury's in Ukraine, to suddenly playing for Shakhtar and murking it. That is the best way I can write it to you. Last year he was stacking shelves. This year he's Champions League. Hey, Lee, you're still getting some fucking bars, B, because last year he was stacking them shelves. Now he's ringing up them bells, banging all them hoes, stealing all them clothes, taking all those hoes, all those chos, all those glows. Because, yeah, he was unknown 18 months ago. But on that note, real one, mwah, 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 mwah. It's been a blessing. Good night, people. Love. I'm out the building. London is calling. And I'm on a commuting. I'm going to spit on my car as I run past it. And then try and bring the mechanic back with me. I'm just going to jump in his car and just refuse to get out. I'm not getting out. There's petrol money. The petrol money is now on your seat. There you go. Take it to Stevenage, fix my car, or at least drag it to outside the property and let me think of something vile and devious. On that note, guys, good night. Stay blessed, and I'll see you tomorrow, innit? We will choose a game tomorrow. I don't know what games are tomorrow. I'm not going to go look. We will choose a game. Fuck it, I'm going to go look. It's gone midnight, innit? I'm murking it already. Like, I'm murking on the time. If I don't hurry up here, this geezer UE is going to throw a player at me. Morocco, Spain. Do you know what? Oh, God, I'm going to be in London. Fuck. Fucking fuck. Flames, Lundbergkamp. That's the only thing, bros. I love the geezer, but it's the risk of the money. I still take him, bros. Andre Arshavin settings. He reminds me of Andre Arshavin. Blonde hair. From that side of the park. Beautiful. Love it. Bring him over. Anyway, Morocco, Spain, and then I'll be back for Portugal, Switzerland. Fuck that. Portugal, Switzerland it is for tomorrow, guys. Good night. I love you all. Lundbergkamp, you're a G. Roll on, you're a G. Good night. Love you all in it.